everyone, it's Lynette with Charmed Grammy Crochet. Today is Tuesday, the 25th, so happy birthday, Chloe. Our oldest granddaughter is turning 23 today, and we celebrated via FaceTime yesterday, where she opened her gifts from us, so that was awesome. But they're out celebrating today, dinner and everything with the family. And I'm not going to be upset that I'm missing it because we were with her virtually last night. So I want to welcome you all to my channel. My channel is basically crochet, but since my husband and I retired in January, we sold our home and took off in February, and we do some travel videos sightseeing videos along with our crochet, and we've now started adding some foodie parts to it because when we're out sightseeing we tend to eat out at least once during that day. And one of my friends said, hey, why don't you show us what you're eating, where you're eating? So we do that in the travel videos when we eat out. So this is one of those videos. So if you're new, I hope you like this kind of content. It's not all of my content, but it is today's content. If you're looking for travel videos, I hashtag our RV retirement journey in all of the travel videos. Currently, we are in South Carolina, so I have had several South Carolina videos. Today's video is, my husband is a birder. At home, he feeds the birds. At the campground that we had been going to at home for 6 or 7 years or something like that, he had all these bird feeders set up, and he would get a lot of birds there. And at home, he had a lot of bird feeders set up, and we would have flocks of birds. And he will, this past summer, being at the campground and not ever working, he was around to really watch the birds, and he enjoyed it so much. And he really has learned to appreciate the woodpeckers. In Ohio, at our campground, we would get several different types of woodpeckers. But today we were doing some bird watching. That was the idea of, let's go look at we wanted to go to Georgetown. And on the way there was a wildlife refuge. So let's go there and see what's there. And it's near another place called Pawley's Island, where since we've been here in South Carolina over the last 3 weeks, I saw a post on Facebook. Pardon me. I saw a post on Facebook saying that there was a golden eagle, and there were pictures seen off Pawley's Island, and that's unusual for this area. We have never seen a golden eagle in person. Bald eagles, because there's a lot of those in northern Ohio, but never a golden eagle. Ospreys, hawks, we see those, vultures, but never a golden eagle. So I said, let's go out that direction and see what we see. So we went to Ferry Lake, which is part of, and I know I'm going to say it wrong, Waccamaw National Wildlife Refuge. And we were there, and they had a nature center, and they had a butterfly garden set up. So I've got it still has flowers in the butterfly garden. I'm like, what? And we saw butterflies. I got a picture of one, which I won't get into because we'll talk about it as I show you the pictures. But we did the butterfly garden, and there were nature trails, but we went into the nature center, and the naturalist there said that there is, there is a red cockaded woodpecker in the area there, and it's rare to find them other than in this Waccamaw National Refuge area. She said, but they don't have a lot of them in at this particular lake right now. We should go to Hastings Point Plantation area. So we did. She said, you'll probably see them there. So we went there, and I'll have pictures there. And we'll talk as I'm going to show the pictures and talk about what we're doing. But I'm letting you know where we're seeing. Then we went to Georgetown, which was our original goal, was to go to Georgetown. They have a historic, like a historic neighborhood downtown area. So we wanted to eat lunch there. It was going to be a late lunch. It was, I don't know, between 2 and 3 when we got there. And we drove down the main street, which I think was actually called Front Street. And they had 3 or 4 restaurants, I think 4. 2 of them were only open for lunch and had already closed. One of them wasn't open on Tuesdays. So we went to one called SoCo Grill. And we have our pictures and video there. And then we went to the Harbor Walk, but it had started raining. It started raining when we were at Hastings Point. So we didn't, or Hasty Point, we didn't spend as much time outside as we had wanted to, because it was raining. Not hard, but just enough that it was annoying and, dark, the cloudy, overcast, to the point that we just knew any sec is going to be this horrible downpour and we're going to be stuck in it. And we didn't mind the drizzle because it was a light drizzle. We didn't mind that. But I got the hiccups now. So sorry. We didn't mind that, but we did mind the threat of terrible weather. So we left there. We drove to Pawley's Island, which wasn't too far away. And we drove around Pawley's Island. So there's some pictures there as well. And then we came back. So that's what the video is going to be. That's the basis of the video. And I'm going to put it together and then talk over the pictures this time, because I think sometimes that works out well. So I hope you enjoy it. If not, I'm sorry. If you do, let me know. Let me know what you like best. There's a turn of events that happens today that you're going to hear about during the video. So I hope you stay tuned and watch that. And I will see you guys in the next video, which will be a yarn video, if you're waiting for another one of those. I think yesterday's was a yarn video, and tomorrow will be a yarn video as well. So thanks for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. You'll probably hear me say that again after I talk you through the pictures. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. So here we are. The first place is Cox Ferry Lake, and we are at the Butterfly Garden. The pictures of the flowers are surprising to me. I couldn't believe that they still had flowers blooming in the wild. But these are the flowers that attract hummingbirds and butterflies. And these signs are telling you what, what plants to plant for those particular animals. I did, the hummingbirds like the tubular plants, so they can stick their beak down in there. I did get a picture of one butterfly that's coming up. I chased that thing around trying to get its picture. I finally did. One butterfly. We did see a couple of butterflies. The others were yellow, but I could not get them. There he is. The lucrative little hiding thing. They had this bush. I don't know what it is, but it kind of looks like holly. Like mistletoe and holly, but I don't know that it is. And then another, I think that's the flowering part of that same kind of plant. Then inside, they had a baby alligator that they just set this tank up. He was very afraid of me. And Then there was this snake. It's pretty good size, but I did take a close-up of its head so you could see the face a little better and the markings. But they said he had just eaten, so he was pretty lethargic at the moment. Not unhappy about that. Then we went to Hasty Point. Hasty Point had all of these beautiful trees, like live oaks with the moss hanging off of them. I just think that is so pretty. So I took a lot of pictures of it, and at some point there's even a video, and I'll quit talking when I get to that video. And then there's a lake there. But they have this bird, this woodpecker, the red cockadated or something like that woodpecker. And we were looking in these trees because we heard this bird that we thought might be the woodpecker. And as we are looking in the trees and kind of stumbling through the grass a little bit, we're not finding the woodpecker at all. And it was a little bit upsetting to us. Like, we hear it, we think it's that woodpecker, but we can't see it. So now we're going to, carry on. We're going to walk over to the water, and we come across this snake. Roy nearly stepped on it. His foot was right next to the thing. Maybe he even bumped it while he's got his binoculars and looking at the sky. But I had looked down for whatever reason, and I saw it there. And at first I thought it was a twig, and I just like out of the corner of my eye. And then I saw its mouth open, and I'm like, he went to step. He touched it with his shoe. The thing kind of struck at him. And I'm like, look out, snake. Oh, goodness. He jumped back. It was a frigging copperhead, you guys. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that was kind of scary. So we got out of the grass as much as we could and went into the on the path better until we got to where the bench is, and that's where this is. So I'm going to
the moss
just
hanging from these
not talk
trees
during
over
this video.
here is so thick that it kind of looks like it's snow icicles or something hanging off of them. It is just simply gorgeous, and I know the film wouldn't, it won't be as, what's the word? It won't give you all the beauty of it in the photograph, in the video, but oh gosh, it's so pretty.
Well, then this is just the lake there. Which I took, several pictures so you could see. I think it's really gorgeous. I could live in that spot. It is part of a... Oh, then we went to Georgetown. So here's the first couple of pictures of Georgetown. You see the clock tower. I have some in the background. I have a couple of closer pictures. It did chime while we were there, and it really startled us. We weren't expecting that. This is just the little stores along the walkway there. But it had started raining. We went into that store. Then this is where we went for lunch because the other places were closed. The ones that were closer, we didn't have to walk as far to. It was cute in there, though. I mean, there wasn't a specific spot we wanted to go to. So it really didn't matter. We were just trying to go close. Now that's my sandwich. No, that's Roy's sandwich. And then will come my sandwich. And then we'll get his first reactions to his sandwich, or both of our sandwiches, in just a second.
His first bite. You got a cowboy burger minus...
What?
Not bad?
Not bad. Very good.
Cowboy burger minus the jalapenos. Look at the size of that burger. Barely get your mouth around it.
I guess we didn't get me. Mine was very good as well. I liked it a lot. Now this is the harbor walk. You can walk along the harbor to the back of all the little storefronts. But I just took a couple of pictures. We didn't stay because the drizzle was coming back. So there's just some pictures of the harbor area. Then we went, I got Roy taking a picture of me. Then we went back up to the actual street after this. And here's the clock tower I was telling you about. I guess sometimes you can go up there. The door is open, but it's gated. It's got a chain. It's gated. And you walk under in that little hole area. So that was kind of cool. Then we went into a bakery. Cute little bakery. They didn't have what I had a taste for, so we didn't buy anything at the bakery. But it was a cute little shop. But we then went into sweets, chocolates. I did have to break down and get some chocolate. We only bought 4 little pieces of chocolate because we were really full. So even though we wanted chocolate, we did not, or I always want chocolate, we did not buy like a lot of it. It's best to go there when you're full. But they had this little sign right here. Every time I say the word diet, I wash my mouth out with chocolate. Isn't that so funny? I thought, that's me. And finally, we went to Pawley's Island. We did not really get out of the car because, again, it was raining. Not heavily raining. So we would stop, put the car window down so I could take a couple of photos. So on the side that I'm taking photos is the marsh, and the people on the island at this side of this area of the island, they have these long boardwalks. Look at all the birds on there. Those are all seagulls, and this one coming up is an egret. But they have all these boardwalks going out to their like little pavilions on the marsh. But then on the other side of the island, this is the last house on the island, and they call it the last resort. So that's what you get from the video today, you guys, all the way up to the last resort. I hope you enjoyed it. And as it says, please like, subscribe, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.